السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأسعد الله صباحكم أبناء الطلاب والطالبات من مختلف مناطق المملكة. My name is Khalid Subai. I'm gonna teach you the English language. The book is left off the intermediate stage, the second intermediate grade, the second semester. We are here on Unit 8. Learn about yourself and the world. Lesson 3. What do you know about water? On page 71. وقبل ذلك نذكر توجيهات وزارة الصحة: لبس الكمامة في الأماكن المزدحمة، وإذا كنت تعاني من العطاس أو السعال. أيضا غسل اليدين لمدة لا تقل عن 40 ثانية. أيضا استخدام المنديل وهي من آداب العطاس والكحة. تجنب التجمعات قدر المستطاع تزيد عن أكثر من 50 شخص. And now we are back to our lesson in book left off. Unit 8, learn about yourself and the world. Lesson 3, what do you know about water? Page 71. We are here. We will learn about ourselves and the world, the whole world. We will learn about ourselves and the world. And the lesson 3 is about what do you know about water? We're going to talk about water, the water that we drink. The water, we're going to talk about it. We have here a picture for 3 girls. They are doing some science experiment. This is an egg. في الصورة هذه فيها 3 فتيات قاعدين يسوون تجربة علمية. There are eggs، في بيض، and a water and a cup، كوب فيه ماء، and they are taking notes، يأخذون ملاحظات بسيطة. So, the question 1. Read the email. Tick true or false for 1 to 4. Let's read the email. Hi Rima. We did 2 experiments in yesterday's science class. Fresh eggs sink and old eggs float because they have air in them. When eggs get older, they take in air and go bad. They produce a gas and they float. We can tell if they are bad without breaking them. Nina. So, we are reading here. We are here. Hi Rima. مرحبا ريما. We did 2 experiments in yesterday's science class. قاموا بتجربتين ليلة البارحة في الصف العلوم، في الصف العلوم. Fresh eggs sink and old eggs float. What does it mean here? Fresh eggs sink and old eggs float. We have here a word old and fresh. Fresh eggs sink. البيض الطازج الجديد غاصة في الكوب. Look to this picture. Fresh eggs. البيض الطازج هنا دخل في الكوب الماء، غطس، ما قام يطوف على على الكوب. He didn't float. He just only it just sink. البيضة غاصت في الكوب الماء، ما طافت عليه من فوق. Why? Because it's a fresh eggs. This depends on the experiment. The old eggs، البيض القديم أو المستهلك، float because they have air in them. لأن كان فيه داخل هواء، عشان كذا قام يطوف فوق الكوب. When eggs get older, they take an air and go bad. عندما تستهلك البيضة وإن تنتهي صلاحيته يكون في داخله هواء ويصير سيء، ويصير غير قابل للاستهلاك وغير قابل للصلح للأكل. They produce a gas and they float. مما أنتج غاز بسيط وخلاهم إيش إنهم يطفون. We can tell if they are bad without breaking them. طبعا ما راح نكتشف إذا هو سيء أو لا إلا عند إيش إذا كسرت البيضة وتأكدت إذا هي سيئة أو لا. breaking them. Let's go to the questions from 1 to 4. We have 1 to 4. We're going to take true or false. 1. Nina is writing about her science class. Is it true? Is Nina talking about her science class? Let's check. Here we have hi ريما. طبعا هنا للمرسل. هي في وحدة مرسلة الآن ريما. Here we have Nina is writing about her science class. Who wrote this email? If we check here, we have here Nina. Nina wrote the science class. So here we have Nina. Okay, now this is true. Nina is writing. But does it talking about her science class? Let's check. We did two experiments in yesterday. Science class. So we have the first one, the writer for the email, which is Nina, and she talking about her science class, and she talking about here she wrote a science class experiment about her science class. So is it true or false? We already have here Nina, and we have already science class وصف العلوم وعندنا سابقا هنا نينا. فالجواب بالطبيعي بيكون ايش؟ True. Let's check to number 2. If eggs are fresh, they float. إذا كان البيض طازج وجديد راح يطفو على كوب الماء. Let's check. Fresh eggs sink. Fresh egg sink. It's not float. So fresh egg, we have here the word fresh, and we have here with it float. Fresh eggs sink and old eggs float. البيض الطازج يطفو. وفي الرسالة مكتوب ايش؟ fresh eggs sink يغوص. فمن الطبيعي هنا راح يكون الجواب ايش؟ true or false. It depends on the experiment. هل راح يكون الجواب صح أو غلط؟ بناء على التجربة التي قامت بها نينا. If eggs are fresh, they float. That will be wrong because fresh eggs sink. It's not float. Let's go number 3. If eggs are fresh, they have a bad smell. إذا كان البيض طازج, they will have a bad smell. رائحة سيئة. Let's check. When eggs get older, they take in air and go bad. They produce a gas and they float. We can tell if they are bad without breaking them. When eggs get older, older from old. Older from old. Check this word, old, from here, old. And we put older كأكبر. أقدم. If eggs are fresh, they have a bad smell. If eggs are fresh, we have here older from old. It's not about fresh, so they have a bad smell. If eggs are fresh, they have a bad smell. Let's check. Eggs are fresh. It's sink. وهي جديدة وطازجة. But if it's older eggs, they take an air and go bad. So going bad, it's not coming with the fresh, it's coming with old. Fresh is not having bad. البيض الطازج البيض الجديد ما يجيك فيه رائحة، على عكس البيض القديم المستهلك يكون فيه رائحة سيئة. هنا كاتب لك إذا كان البيض طازج وجديد هل راح تكون ريحته راح تكون سيئة؟ فمن الطبيعي أنه راح يكون الجواب the answer is what? False. Wrong. Let's go to number 4. You have to break an egg to know if it's bad. You have to break an egg to know if it's bad. We can tell if they are bad without breaking them. Nina's telling Rima that we can tell if they are bad without breaking them. بدون ما نكسر البيضة. بالنسبة للسؤال هنا يقول لك you have to break، يجب عليك كسر البيضة حتى تعرف إذا كانت سيئة. وهنا مكتوب في نظرية نينا أو في تجربتها we can tell if they are bad without breaking them. Depends on a lot of things. بالنسبة للي هنا موجود you have to break an egg to know if it's bad. Here you can tell if they are bad without breaking them. The words here without, it's the key answer. Here we have you have to break an egg to know if it's bad. Here we have you can tell if they are bad without breaking them. So here will be also false and wrong. Write down the answer for 10 seconds. And now, when we write the answer, we're going to the second questions. We have 6 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures, and we will number the picture depends on the experiment himself. So we will start a track and we will listen and number the answer with it. And I'm gonna number it with you. طبعا راح نستمع للمحادثة الآن تسجيل الصوت، وأيضا راح نرتب الصور من الرقم 1 إلى رقم 6. Depends on مبنية على إيش؟ on the organization or for the experiment. بناء على التجربة، بناء على بداية من التجربة. Let's hear.
Lesson 3. What do you know about water? Track 54, exercise 2. Listen, number, say and write. Part 1. 1.
To do this experiment, you need a tall glass, a fresh egg, tap water, salt, and a big spoon.
She said if you do the experiment, you need what? A tool, a water, a salt, an egg, and a spoon, and a cup. So here will be number what? E will be number 1. E will be number. This is number 1. Let's go.
2.
Get the glass and pour in tap water until the glass is half full.
3.
Check.
Measure 6 spoons of a fresh egg,
Check
glass,
for what did she say.
a fresh egg, tap water, salt, and a big spoon.
2.
Get the glass and pour in tap water until the glass is half full.
The glass half in the glass. She put the water on the glass. She put it here. Let's check. She's here putting the water. Also she put the water here. But before that, طبعا لو لاحظنا ان الصور الان عندي A و C. الكوب قاعد يتصب الان المويه هنا في الكوب وهنا قاعد يتصب المويه في الكوب الثاني. بس احنا بنرتبها. Let's check. Here we don't have the salt and the spoon, but here we have it. If we check, هنا بدايتها كانت موجود فيها الملح وموجود فيها البيض والكوب والمويه وكانت موجوده ملعقه. هنا في الصوره هذه موجوده الملح وموجوده ايش؟ الملعقه، على عكس الصوره هذه اللي ما هي موجوده الملح والملعقه. فهذا ندل على انه هذه الصوره will be number 2. Here we'll have number 2 because we already have the salt and the spoon. Like the organize for the picture. We didn't start using the salt and the spoon like this picture. Let's continue.
2.
Get the glass and pour in tap water until the glass is half full.
3.
Measure 6 spoons of salt and add them to the water.
She now putting the salt on the cup. So here will be number 3. Because why? She are putting the salt on the cup. Let's continue.
4.
Put more water into the glass slowly and carefully.
Put more water on the glass. So here will be number 4 because she's putting the water now.
Don't mix the fresh water and the water with salt in it.
5.
Carefully put the egg into the glass of water.
She is now putting the eggs on the water. So here will be number 5 because now she's putting the eggs on the glass. Last.
6.
Now watch what happens to the egg.
Part 2.
The egg is
Salt water.
the eggs is floating on the glass. So here will be number 6. This is the number for the pictures. We have number 1. She already have the glass, the cup, and the eggs, and the spoon, and the salt. Number 2, she's putting water on the glass, and we have the salt and the spoon with it. Number 3, now she are putting the salt on the glass. Number 4, she's putting now the water on the glass, also to mix the salt with the water. Number 5, she's now putting the egg on the water. The last picture, she's now seeing the eggs float on the water. This is the numbers for the pictures. Now we're going down. Complete the text with the phrase and the box. We have, if the water is dense, object can float. So if you put an egg, comes to the water because the water. And the last one, than tap water. Let's check. Salt water is denser than tap water. Salt water, what does it mean salt water? الماء المالح is denser. What does it mean denser? كثافة, أكثر كثافة than tap water. If water is dense, what will happen? Space more easily in it. If the water is dense, object can float, or so if you put an egg, or comes to the water, or because the water, or if the water is dense. If water is dense, object can float. إذا كان الملح كثيف في أسفل الكوب, the objects can float. المعادن أو الخشب أو أي أداة راح إيش تطفو. So the answer will be object. Let's write down here number 2. Objects can float more easily in it. We know fresh eggs usually sink. Sink, as we mentioned earlier, sink لتغوص. We know fresh eggs usually sink space into the glass. We know fresh eggs usually sink. So if you put an egg into the glass, or comes to the water, or because the water, or will be if the water is dense. More easily in it, we know fresh eggs usually sink. Let's think about it. Here we already have, if water is dense, objects can float more easily on it. We know fresh eggs usually sink if the water is dense into the glass, or so if you put an egg into the glass, or comes to the water, or because the water. Think about the answer. We know fresh eggs usually sink. نعرف انه اساسا من السابقة من التجربة السابقة ان البيض الطازج يغوص. So if you put an egg into the glass, it sink through the top water. إذا وضعت البيضة في الكاس أو الكوب راح تطفو، راح تغوص it sink through the top water. راح تغوص داخل الكوب. So here will be half number what? 3. Here we have number 3. But when the egg space with salt in it. But when the egg comes to the water with salt in it, it stops. It stops because it's dense, and if the water is dense, the egg can float. When the egg space with salt in it. So when we put the egg, on the water, which the cup is salt, it will be comes to the water with salt. So here we have number 4. When the eggs comes to the water with salt on it, it stops. It stops. Now we will go the reason why. So here will be number 5. because the water is dense, and if the water is dense, the egg, because we already have the dense here, if the water is dense, the egg can float on it. So here we'll have number 6. Thank you very much, my beloved students.